Hey everyone, it's Jade from Boho Bookworm. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my December wrap-up part 2, a little bit late, but I'm getting there eventually. I read 2 other books throughout the month. I'll leave part 1 of my December wrap-up in the description box down below. The second half of December was quite rough, with all this COVID, new restrictions, new lockdowns. It was Christmas time and my boyfriend and I, ex-boyfriend, we split up for good, and it was just a hard time. However, I did read 2 really good books. The first one I finished was Layla by Colleen Hoover, who is one of my favourite authors, and this book was just so bizarre. I mean, I knew going in that she was trying to do something with paranormal in her genre, which is different and it's not normally my thing, but because it's Colleen Hoover, of course I had to pick it up, and I'm so glad I did. Even though it's not really my thing, having like a paranormal romance story, it was so unique. So this is a book about this guy called Leeds. He's this musician, and at one of his gigs he meets this girl called Layla. They quickly fall in love, and he basically takes her away somewhere to go and propose after, basically he had this really crazy ex who was very obsessed with him, and when Layla came onto the scene it just really triggered her, and she ends up attacking Layla and Leeds, and Layla ends up in hospital fighting for her life, and it's a really traumatic event, but she gets better. However, after she gets better, her behaviour is really sporadic and it's just changed a lot. So he takes her away to try and heal and fix their relationship. But when they get there, he meets this girl called Willow and kind of just finds solace in her. And that's the basic premise of this book. And I had an idea of what was going to be happening in this story, but I was so wrong. It was so different from what I expected it to be. Overall, I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, and it's quite sad because normally I give Colleen Hoover's books a full 5-star review, but I did have a few things that I was a little bit unsure about with this book. For instance, just some of Leeds' behaviour was really baffling to me. The romance in it was just a bit too peculiar for my liking, and also Colleen Hoover is known for her steamy romances, very erotic at times. And this one, it lacked that level of steaminess that I really enjoy in her books. So yeah, it was good, and I highly recommend it, but it's definitely not the best Colleen Hoover book I've ever read. I kind of thought going in that it would be a bit more like Verity by Colleen Hoover, which is a thriller, and it's not really. It's more of a slow-paced, slow-burning book about love. So I guess that maybe it got marketed slightly incorrectly. I mean, there were a few scary bits and bobs in it, like for instance, obviously, if you could potentially be talking to a demon, then yeah, that's quite scary. But overall, it wasn't as good as her other book that I absolutely love, Too Late or It Ends With Us. They were my 2 favourite of hers and remain that to this day. Then I read The One by John Mars, which I was really excited about. Got recommended to me on YouTube, and I just got amazed because the book is set really close to where I live, which is really cool. So I guess I'm a little bit biased with it. I ended up giving this one a 5-star review. It's all about so the world has matured and technology has advanced, and there's this new thing out where people can match your DNA and find your genetically perfect match to be with in life. However, while that sounds great, it's kind of messing the world up because people aren't really dating the natural way anymore. People are ending their marriages, and bad things are happening, even things like terrorist attacks because of this technology. So this book follows a handful of people who have just found their match, and all of them have secrets and aren't all very safe. So that's the basic premise of that one. The book was it was so clever, so intriguing. I couldn't put it down. It's becoming a Netflix TV show sometime this year, and I am so ready for it. Really can't wait to see what they do with it. John Mars was able to blend psychological thriller with just that little bit of romance that made it really, really good. He did it so well. it was really thought-provoking as well. And straight after I finished it, I went and bought another John Mars book, which I've already devoured, and that'll be part of my January wrap-up. But yeah, they are the 2 books that I finished throughout the last half of January. Now it's a new year. I am now single again, and my heart is quite shattered at the minute. But I'm really trying to focus on the positives and not let negativity carry on creeping into my life. I am in the process of hopefully getting a car at last, and it just feels like maybe good things are going to start happening for me for once. I had a really good job interview the other day, which I got. I'm hoping it doesn't get affected with the UK now going into a 3rd full national lockdown. But yeah, so things are happening. The relationship is over, and it has broken my heart. I thought that I was going to be with him forever, but it wasn't meant to be. So onwards and upwards. I've never given up before, and I'm not going to do it now. Talk to you soon, everyone. Bye.